Okay, okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to today's CAPI CI team meeting. And yeah, this is release cycle 1.8, and usual reminder, we follow CNCF code of conduct, which means be nice to each other. In today's agenda, we have CI update. Maybe Sunnat can say something about it.
Yeah, thank you, Adil, for initiating the meeting. Yeah, today, so the overall CI update is, so we are seeing this like current two flakes. One is no control plane node came to existence, like this is frequently happening, and the second one is certificate signed by unknown authority. So these test flakes are happening. And this no control plane nodes are no control plane are coming to existence. Actually, it's an old issue, and I checked, like, even Killian moved on the 1.4 release lead. Actually, said he's, and also CAPI maintainer. He said this is kind of difficult to debug, but since we do not have any like issue flakes, so I decided to work on that. I mean, we decided to work on that. Yeah, and basically in this, yeah, if you open the triage thingy, yep, no control plane came to existence. That's, as you can see, it's pretty
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
happening quite a lot. Yeah, and if you go down a little bit, the next one is, yeah, certificate signed by unknown authority. So yeah,
Yeah, I think
this is these two failures.
Christian tried to solve this one, and he did edit some fixes, but it's still here.
Yeah, it's still failing.
Yeah,
Probably,
I think it reduced the frequency of the failures, but it's here.
yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, I would say like a CI state for this release is pretty stable. I mean, compared to the other release cycles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and we do not have that much task to do actually.
Yeah.
Yep. Regarding the task updates, uh, yep, I picked up this certificate signed by unknown authority, and then the no control plane also. One of our team members are working on it. So, yep, I couldn't reproduce it locally yet, my issue. And anyone else like have updates on working on the issues that they are working? I'll mute myself, and please.
I'm just working on the SBOM task. I mean, still the discovery is going on. So
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. And that's, yeah, that's quite a huge task. So thank you all for working on that.
Yeah. Next is this E2E test, how to run them locally if there is some test that is failing in this bug triage board. This triage board, you can try to reproduce it locally. Sunat asked me to show how we can run this test. It is explained in the CAPI book. Let me, so you guys can also follow from here, but I can show you. So in CAPI book, I would suggest that you guys should try. There was this, I mean, you should try the quick start guide also. This is just to understand how cluster API works and how you can create a cluster with it and everything, manage clusters with Cluster API. And for development and for other stuff, there is another guide, I think. Let me. Yeah, this one.
It's in the fourth chapter, developer guide.
So with so this is this guide explains how to set up a tilt environment. So this is related to if you are making any changes in the cluster API code and you want to test it like quickly, and then you can use this tilt environment guide. And this is not related to CI, but yeah, this is also like if you are doing any development in the cluster API, then this will be a good guide for you. What things that is related to CI is this uh, testing page. I have shared this link in the chat also. You guys can check it out. So this explains how you can run unit test or environment test locally on your laptop and also debug them. So I can start with maybe E2E test. Also, if there is anything I miss, Sunnat or Willy, you guys can
Yeah,
yeah, and I can.
I wanted to suggest the way that to uh, to show like how could you show that like to run E2E test with tilt environment and also with the ED debugger on top of
Yes,
that, so we can put like some debugging points, so the test would stop there and then we could check some more
yes,
detail.
yes. I can show you.
So it
Um,
would be easier. Yeah, just just a second. So I will just tell some more things. So since like running E2E test without tilt, it's easy, just like putting the ginkgo focus and running CI E2E
yes,
shell script, and it will run it like locally. But it would be better to use like a VS Code or like a IntelliJ IDE, and then also on top of that we could have like a tilt environment. So that would be great. Yeah,
yes,
Willis wants to say something.
Yeah, I think it's important to also use like the skip resource cleanup flag. You hadn't mentioned it already, just because like after a test you can look at the pods and everything if something goes wrong. So yeah, just make sure that's like enabled.
yeah. Where is it? It is here somewhere. Let me
I
skip
don't know if it's mentioned here, but skip resource cleanup there.
this one.
And it's defaults to false, so you should set that before running anything.
Yep, true. So this will not clean up anything after the test, and you can check the environment. Yeah.
Yeah. You can also check like during when the test is running.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me, I need to stop sharing and share again. So 1 minute. I need to open my cluster API project. Sorry, it crashed. I'm trying to open it again. Um, Yeah, are you seeing VS Studio Code, right?
Yeah, VS Code.
Yeah.
And if you can make it a little bit bigger, that would be nice. Yeah, I think it's fine for me. If
Yes.
yeah,
Let me just check. I just want to check if everything is cleaned up or not. I don't know why it's so slow for me. Yeah, everything seems to be cleaned up. So first I can show you it's how you can run a specific test that is failing. So one thing that you need to do is in .vs code folder, you need to create this launch.json file. It is explained in this cluster API guide also, that the link I have shared. You can just check on there too. In launch.json, you just have to add I'm not sure this, yeah, this one. So here you can add the Ginkgo focus, the test you want to run. This is right now running cluster kettle upgrade test from 0.4 to 1.6, and then we are giving the E2E config file that it will be using Ginkgo. This is the for I believe verbosity for it. I think. Yeah, and I can show you the test we have in the test E2E. Here we have all the E2E tests. You can check the name of these tests on that this test grid. And you can also check them here. For example, in the quick start, if I go here, the quick start test, you see that the name of the test is this one. So if I want to run the quick start test, I can just copy this and set it in the Ginkgo focus, and it will run the quick start test. Here. And to run it, it's just pretty simple. You can just run E2E test. I think it should set up the environment also. Let's see if it doesn't.
yeah, in a debug console, we can follow the logs.
Yeah, in the debug console, it probably show. And in the quick start test, so there was I have added a breakpoint here. So it is stopping here. So you can debug, you can add a breakpoint in E2E test wherever you want, and also debug it if you want. Yeah, this is mostly it when it comes to debugging E2E test. One thing that I'm not sure how I think Christian was doing it somehow, but I'm not sure if you want to run the same test again and again, because our E2E test, they don't always fail. It's most of the time they are just flake, and running just one time, it's not, you are you will not be able to reproduce it. And if you want to run it again and again, I'm not sure what's the best way to do it. Maybe Vinny, do you know if you want to run the same test again and again until it fails?
Yeah, I haven't like done that before. I just kind of do it manually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I also was doing it manually, but I think Christian did some script. I can ask him and share it with you guys. Yeah, this is mostly it when it comes to just debugging. But there is also a tilt environment that you can set up. That is, I think if you just run tilt up, it will just set up a tilt also with the same test, I believe. Let me just remove these breakpoints for now.
No, I said, yeah, sorry, Adil. I think we should clean it up first and then, but yeah, I mean, I usually start the tilt up at the beginning, but I'm not sure if we can run it in the middle.
In the way, I think we have some checks. If the cluster is already running, it just shows that one, I think. So it should work fine, right, Vinay? I think. Let's see.
Yeah, I think so.
That's good to know, actually. Yeah.
But tilt is not needed. I don't think tilt is needed if you are just doing the CI debugging.
No, I never used tilt for E2E stuff.
Yeah, tilt is
because
yeah. You can use it for when you are doing the development. You are adding something into the cluster API code. Then tilt is pretty handy. You can test those things pretty quickly. But for E2E, I don't think you need tilt.
Yeah, it actually might conflict with E2E test. I'm not like 100% sure, but there's
Yeah.
some different like I mean it's all under a different cube config, but I probably wouldn't use tilt for E2E.
Yeah, true. Because tilt is for another reasons. I can share the documentation of that one also in the link. I mean, it's in the CAPI book, so you guys can also find it there, but I can share it separately. This one, the tilt environment, how to set up a tilt environment. And this is the E2E test. And another is, let me just stop this. Then we have N test. So these are our, I believe, integration tests. So to debug these ones, you have to, let me see if you guys are still seeing my VS Studio code, right?
Yes.
But I wanted to show, I have to stop again. Let me see. Yeah, I think tilt doesn't work with E2E. I don't think so. It's just stuck there. But you don't need tilt for E2E. If you want to set up a tilt environment, you can do it. That the guide I have shared, you can just follow that one. It's for debugging controllers. And if you're adding something into the controller or CAPI code somewhere else, you can set up a tilt environment for that. I think I can open the same guide here also in the Visual Studio Code instead of switching between Chrome and it's in the docs book. I'm not sure how it will show up here, but let's see. I'm just trying to check where are those settings that we have to do in the documentation. So you guys can follow it. Hmm. Yeah, let me.
Sorry, Adil, what are you looking for?
I have found it. I'm just a bit confused how to keep on switching between these windows. Let me. Okay, so here it's explained like if you want to run this integration and unit test with Visual Studio Code and also debug them. In the CAPI, we have the in the dev folder. If you have CAPI cloned in the dev folder, there is an example configuration that you can just copy it and paste it in the contains example configuration. Yeah, test framework. And to use this configuration, you just need to copy it and paste it in the VS Studio .vs code for directory. And once that is there, you should be able to run and test. I can show you how it works. Let me stop sharing again and open my Visual Studio Code. Yes, so here in the dev folder, you can see that we have the settings.json task.json test env. So you have to copy these settings. Basically what this does is whenever you open the Visual Studio Code, it will automatically run this setup, make, setup, and test, and it will set up the, I can show you here. So whenever you start the Visual Studio Code, it will automatically run this make target and set up the environment. And you can, once this is done, you can easily run the test. For example, if I go to controllers and maybe here I can run something. You see this here is I can just run the test from here, and I can also, I think, let me run it again with this. Yeah, so you can just run test like that. With those settings, I'm not sure it's not debugging, but for debugging this test, I think you need to change your launch.json file. Or yeah, really, do you know like if I want to add a breakpoints here and debug them, these tests?
Oh yeah, these you just hit like debug test.
Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, these are option debug tests. And right click on this and debug test, and it will, then you can go to the breakpoints also.
Yeah, these are pretty useful for like unit tests.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So these are the most of the tests that you guys should be facing or debugging. I don't think there is anything else. I have shared, I mean, you can read this documentation and it is written here what files you need to copy where. But I can share this separately also with you guys, this configurations files, and also launch.json file. What else? Is there anything else regarding debugging that I have missed? Willy or Sunat, do you guys think?
No, I think you have pretty much covered everything. I would say like it would be good to show which one is like unit test and which one is like E2E test in the copy test grid. So if you quickly open it, I will tell you. I will tell everyone that like
Copy
to make
tests.
sure that which one. No, not like in test grid if you open it.
Yeah, also maybe like how to look through the logs on test grid just because there's so many different files.
Yeah, that's as well. That as well.
The logs of once the test is done on the
Yeah,
that we download from the test grid, right? That those logs.
yeah, like the
Yeah.
artifacts. I don't know if we already went through that, but I think that's something to look at, I think.
Yeah, I can. Let me see if I have anything here already downloaded. Yeah, I have some test.
Yeah, like normally I would look through like the CAPI controller logs first
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
just like
I have
if that,
some logs already here, so I can. You guys are seeing my Visual Studio Code, right?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Sorry for interruption. It would
Yes.
be better if we like show the downloading as well, like from the test grid. Like
Yes. I can show
that would
you.
be, yeah, for everyone, that would be much
Uh,
clearer.
Let me find
Yeah.
the command that I use to download it.
You are in the
Visual Studio Code,
you're
right?
sharing in the Visual Studio Code. Yeah.
Yes.
If you could share the
Yes. I'm just trying to find the
browser.
command first. Yeah, yeah. I will. 1 minute. Yeah, this one. I will copy paste it in the chat also. So this is the command with which you can download the logs, and let me show you how to do it. Let me stop share, and I don't know it's not why I cannot share the whole screen. That's so. Okay, are you guys seeing my browser, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's yeah, okay. Let's see. So I can open a test grid, and here I can open this KP2 main. This test failed, so I can go there, and in the artifacts you can find all the logs. But going through logs here, it's not easy. It's going to take a lot of time. So what we do is we download these logs locally, and then we try to read through them and try to understand why the failure is happening. So how do we download it? It's with this command that I have shared in the chat. So I have to stop again and start. I can just. So basically, sure if you guys are seeing it properly or not. So we copy from this is the I think number, that unique ID of the test. We copy from here until this periodic cluster API, the name of the test, and just put it right here. And then you just run this command on your terminal, and it will download the all the logs in this out folder. You can name it anything you want. Yeah, but you have to have this some kind of directory where you want to put the logs. So you can just run this command and then you'll have the logs locally. Once you have the logs locally, you can debug them. You can not debug them, sorry, you can go through them in the Visual Studio Code, or you can go through them on Tilt also. On not on, in Tilt we have this Loki, I believe, that you can use to go through these logs. It makes it easier. But I usually just go through them on the Visual Studio Code. Let me explain how I mostly do it. Let me first download these logs and
Adil, if you are using VS Code, we are still in the browser. So
yes, so I will just copy paste this here. So this will download these logs in this out folder. I have out folder here in this one. Let's run this command. It will take some time, I think. Hopefully it works.
yeah, it's 237 megabyte, and it's gonna take for some time.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time.
So we can go through to other logs. So you have like quite a lot
Yeah,
of them. So
I
you
can
don't
go
have to
through
specifically
either
wait
one.
for that.
Yeah. So for example, this conformance IPv6, this was one of the IPv6 tests that was failing. So what we do is once the test is failed, we check in which cluster it failed, okay? And we can check it from the when we open a test in the pro, we can check it from here in which cluster this test is failing. Now I have to switch again to but yeah, I can show it here. So in the artifacts and in the clusters, we have all the different cluster on which we were running the test. So for each test, we have a separate cluster. And in our case, we want to check IPv6 conformance test because it was failing. So I can go to, I believe it was a part of quick start test, or think this IPv6 test that was failing was a part of quick start. Well, you can, when the test fails, you can easily check which cluster is failing from the pro logs. And from here, you can then go to that cluster. And here you can easily check the logs for, we have machine logs where you can check the logs from the controller manager. This is a group controller manager. And where are CAPI controller logs? Here in the
Which one are you looking for? Controller logs?
Yeah.
Let's see. We have to go back up.
More up, not in the clusters. It's somewhere else.
Oh, it should be in clusters. And then it should be bootstrap. The second bootstrap logs.
Yeah. So
Candy system.
yeah. So here you can see
Yeah, as you can see, the layout is very confusing. So it's
yeah.
just have to remember.
So KP controller logs
Sorry, go ahead.
in the bootstrap. Yeah. Yeah, true. And what I did was I checked these logs, and I can to check what logs we are getting when the failure happened. I was just comparing the time. So I checked the time from the pro logs when the failure was happening, and then seeing what logs are after and before the failure by comparing the timestamps, and then just trying to understand what could be the issue. This is one thing. In the KP controller, you can check the logs. Another KPT system, I'm not. Sometimes might be like there is some issue there. What else? In the machines, you can wait a minute. This is a bootstrap and cluster class. Okay, machine pools. But you can also check the status of machines, and for example, in this one, you can check the looklet logs, but okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to find where I can find this YAML file. So I think it's in the resources folder, right? For all
Which YAML are you looking
for the machines and infra machines
for the clusters,
for any cluster.
bootstrap, and then resources,
Yeah.
and then the
So,
cluster.
yeah.
Any of those.
Yeah, the structure of these logs are a bit confusing. So we have these logs, these clusters outside of the bootstrap, and then these resources are inside the bootstrap. So here in the, for example, maybe this one, you can get these YAMLs, and here also you can check the status of the cluster or status of the machine, Docker machine. Yeah, this is something that you guys have to explore some little bit yourself also. I can tell you like these things are here, but you have to go through them yourself to check each of these logs. Yeah, other than that, we also have these configs that we use for different tests. So for example, this cube test that we are running, we have that config also here. Yeah, that's mostly it. Really, do you want to add something here?
Nah, I'd say like just the order is like check the CAPI controller logs first, and then check the resource that failed. Like those are the two places you should check first.
Yeah, I agree. And to check where exactly logs that you exact point where you want to check, you can check the time of failure and try to find the same time in the logs and see what is happening during
Yeah, the
that
time
time.
is a good idea.
Yeah, during that time duration. Timing also, there are issue that sometimes in logs you might see a time that is not like this. It will be a timestamp. This is not a timestamp, but sometimes some logs I see that they have timestamp. So you might have to convert them to this human readable time yourself. So that's this one more thing. Yeah, that's mostly it. I have shared the command to download these logs. I don't think there's anything else from my side. That's mostly it. If you guys have any question, let me know. You can ask Sunnat, Willy, or me. And yeah. Anything you want to add, Sunnat or Willy?
That's all for me.
Yes, thank you, Adil. You explained it pretty well. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Adil. It was great.
Yeah, I think, stop sharing. If nothing else, we can close the meeting if there are no questions.
Yep.
Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
It
you.
was bit longer than I expected and initially planned, but it was very informative. Thank you very much, Adil, for your time.
Thank you.
And
Bye.
thank you, everyone.
Thanks. See y'all.
See you.
Thank you.